warmly welcome to our gathering today. We meet in sorrow, especially of the events of this last week, as we remember the tragedy of the events in Sydney a few days ago. But we also remember the terrible hurt and pain of so many parts of the world, not least Pakistan, where that terrible massacre of school children took place this week. And we remember at home also those who suffer from all kinds of different violence, and we pray also particularly for those who've been killed in Cairns. But amidst our sorrow, I think we've all been moved by the almost instant response, certainly from Sydney, with that amazing hashtag, and the flow of love and compassion that's been expressed in that wonderful sea of flowers in Martin Place. And not least here in Toowoomba, on Tuesday morning, a few of us thought we might get together, and we had a wonderful gathering at very short notice, which has brought this gathering into being. A wonderful friendship lunch and gathering at the mosque yesterday, for which we're most grateful to the Garden Mosque, and also an opportunity this afternoon at 5 o'clock for the friendship tea and dinner at Pure Land. So that's a mark, I think, of that spirit of peace and harmony which we've nurtured so much here in Toowoomba, that so many of us wanted to affirm at this time as a way of doing something positive about the pain of the world. So the third element of our gathering today is a renewal and a recommitment to that work of peace and harmony. As you came in, you will probably have received a copy of the statement from the National Council of Churches and the New South Wales Ecumenical Council, which are bodies I used to work for, and indeed some of us used to meet in the Lint Cafe after one of our major meetings to talk about these things amongst others, so particularly online. I think it expresses very well where the church has come from, and indeed the spirit of sorrow, of thanksgiving for all that we have that's good here in Australia, and our commitment to renew that journey together in peace. Before we move into formalities of our gathering, I'm going to ask Uncle Darby McCarthy to come and give us an acknowledgement of country as we remember the ancient peoples of this land and the long journey of love and peace and of healing of which we are a part.
Thank you, Reverend. My name is Darby McCarthy. I'm here to acknowledge the Guyville and Jarrawa people for this gathering today. The Guyville and Jarrawa people are the carers of this part of the country. I am on the trust, and I've been granted permission to do that. My country is the Mythica mob from Windora, Birdsville, and my mother's country and my dad's country is the Googri of Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been, Reverend said, it has been a very sad week over the last few days, and we certainly don't want those events to happen too many times. For today, ladies and gentlemen of Pure Land, we welcome you all here for prayers and sorrow, and on behalf of the Guyville and Jarrawa people who are carers of this country, in this area, we welcome you for today's event. Thank you very much for acknowledging us, and we acknowledge you and welcome you here for today's gathering. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Uncle Darby. And as we acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here today, not least our Mayor and our Federal MP, Mr McFarlane, which is a reminder of the different levels and complexity of the situation, I think, that has been raised for us this week. But I'd like to thank all of you who've come, faith representatives, church leaders who will take a part in our gathering today, but each and every one of you, because every one of us makes a difference in this journey together. So let us stand and sing our first song, Comfort, Comfort, as we remember those who have died and those who have suffered over this last few days. Please remain standing.
We gather together today with heavy hearts, with a roller coaster of emotions, shock, anger, confusion, fear, and deeply sad. And we have difficulty in understanding the recent events of the past week. We have difficulty in understanding the violence that is occurring around the world in so many places. And so we stand together to seek comfort and solace and strength in our shared humanity. We gather in bonds of friendship, and we gather to speak peace to each other, citizens of Australia, citizens of the world, who in this act of peace today here in Toowoomba dare to hope that the world will become a safer place for all people to go about their daily lives, and where children can learn and grow and play in freedom without fear or threat. We gather today because we believe that we can make a difference. And so we stand together to share in this act of peace, but also to pay our respect to the victims, the families and loved ones of those who have died. Let us share together a minute of silence as we contemplate these events and the people who have suffered so much pain. Please be seated. A reading from Psalm 86. Incline your ear, O Lord, and answer me, for I am poor and needy. Preserve my life, for I am devoted to you. Save your servant who trusts in you. You are my God. Be gracious to me, O Lord, for to you do I cry all day long. Gladden the soul of your servant, for to you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. For you, O Lord, are good and forgiving, abounding in steadfast love to all who call on you. Give ear, O Lord, to my prayer. Listen to my cry of supplication. In the day of my trouble I call on you, for you will answer me.
Now I warmly invite Syed Ghazali to come forward and to share some words from the Muslim community.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. I'm very happy to be invited here, and I would like to say thank you to the Mayor, Minister, and all the religious leaders here. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Assalamualaikum. Diversity in communal living is a way of life that we cannot deny. One of the verses in the Quran, chapter 49, verse 13, O mankind, we created you from a single pair of a male and a female, and made you into nations and tribes, that you may know each other, and not that you may despise each other. Verily, that the most wonderful of you is the sight of God, is He who is the most righteous of you, and God has full knowledge and is well acquainted with all things. Jama'ah, congregation, if we reflect upon the verse that I just read, we will realize that it's meant for all of humankind. This is because the verse talks about the fact of life, that we created to be of different groups and nationalities. God has also commanded upon us to be kind to one another, to be friendly with each other, and to be part of the community. Whether we are in a Muslim community, Christian community, or otherwise. Beloved Jama'ah, there are several guidelines as to how we should approach diversity. I would like to remind myself also, one of the most important guidelines is to treat every individual as a person deserving of respect. I would like to share you with one incident. There was once a funeral procession passed by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. and he immediately stood up as a form of respect towards the deceased. The companion, the Sahaba, who were there with him, remarked, "It was the funeral of a Jew." The Prophet replied, "Alasat nafsan wa karamna bani Adam," means, was he not a human being and from the Adam? Jama'ah, we must continue to upkeep our beautiful akhlaq, manners, in dealing with differences and diversity. Always be mindful of manners when we interact with members of the community who are different from us. Good akhlaq and beautiful manners can leave a lasting impact, more than mere words could ever do. We all share in a common humanity, whichever country we happen to live in. The Muslim community are saddened by the loss of the innocent life in the Sydney hostage taking. We are shocked and deeply saddened by the massacre of students in Peshawar, Pakistan. This comes just a day after the Sydney incident. Our deepest condolences and sympathies to the family, to the people of Australia and also Pakistan. Both incidents teach us to keep up our guard. Despite all our precautions, we can never completely rule out such incidents to happen again. If it ever happens, we need the cohesion and resilience to deal with it calmly as one united people and not let it divide or destroy our society. I will end my words with a short dua, praying. O Lord, may this day of ours be better than yesterday. May our tomorrow be better than today. Please grant us positive outcomes in all our endeavors. Save us from disappointment, both in this world and in the hereafter. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Syed. And now we have the joy of a musical item from the Cricket Pew Sisters.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world.
We're missing a few people here today. One of them is Mr. Hanny, who has been so instrumental in enabling us to grow as a city of peace and harmony. But he sends his very best wishes, and he's very much with us in spirit. He's enjoying some much-needed rest in Singapore. And I've also had apologies from a number of others, including the Honourable John McVeigh, and I know many other people are here with sent their good wishes as well. In mentioning the work of Mr. Hanny, I think we acknowledge our debt in Toowoomba to the Pure Land College, and so it's a great delight to invite the Venerable Wu Ping to come and say a few words on behalf of the Pure Land tradition.
Thank you to allow me to have such a wonderful opportunity to share my humble view with all of you. And on behalf of Pure Land Learning College, and thank you to give me such an opportunity. In the beginning, I first want to thank you to the Reverend Dr. Jonathan, who initiated such a wonderful and thoughtful event. And thank you, Bishop McCarkin and Bishop Venerable, your strong support, and also our mayor and minister, all the members of the Goodwill Committee, and all the friends who made such a wonderful gathering happen. In the beginning, I would like to say, may the two victims who died in the Sydney siege and those who died in an unnatural way across the world, whose soul be at peace and be escorted to heaven. Those who were hurt, may their body and minds be healing. May those who conduct such ignorant behaviors be awakened, stop their hatred, understand their mistakes, and return back to humanity. I feel very honored to be here because I feel the great love of God, sage and Saint Buddha here. I saw the teaching of God, especially love thy neighbor as thyself, has actualized here. That we all believe that vengeance cannot cease vengeance, but love, compassion, and forgiveness can. Hatred cannot cease hatred, but love and compassion can. Violence cannot cease violence, but love and compassion can. I also learned the great love and forgiveness from Jesus Christ, who said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And all this wonderful teaching I also learned from my aunt, a Catholic nun. And also I learned many wonderful teaching from many different faiths, which I shared part of them yesterday, and I would like to say and to share with you. The Christian sacred texts say, God loves all people and love one another, just as I have loved you. You also must love one another. Islam teaches Allah, the merciful, the compassionate. There is only one guideline for being moral. It is being selfless. Do good with universal love for all. The Hindus teach us, what sort of religion can it be without compassion? You need to show compassion to all living beings. Compassion is the root of all religious faiths. Judaism teaches us, let not kindness and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thy heart. The Taoism teaches us, the sage have no constant mind. They take the mind of the people as their mind. Those who are good, I am good to them. Those who are not good, I am also good to them. Thus, it is the virtues of goodness. Baha'i faith teaches us the purpose of the one true God manifesting himself to our world is to summon all mankind to uphold truthfulness, sincerity, loving kindness, and trustworthiness. And Buddhism teaches us to love all beings unconditionally, for we are one. Respect the saint, respect the decent people, be the benevolent, compassionate, and universally loving. So these are all wonderful teachings from the wonderful sage and saint. And this wonderful teaching that it belongs to our humanity. So finally, I would like to say that let us to pray that our peaceful, harmonious, and loving soul resolve those unloving negative thoughts. Let us fill the world with love throughout our whole life. And I'm glad that we are to join and feel very honored to join this gathering, because this proves that we are on the journey to build our city as peace and harmony. And lastly, I would like to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for all of you. Thank you.
Now I invite us all to stand, so we may make a reaffirmation of the commitment that we have to make not just Toowoomba, but as far as we can do from Toowoomba, Australia, a place of peace and harmony. So we celebrate all that's good and the signs of that we've seen this week in response to that tragedy, and we reaffirm this for the future. So I'm going to ask Bishop Cameron and my colleague and partner Penny to come and lead us. If you respond in the words in the Golden Print.
For this land and its diversity, for her many landscapes and charms, for her ancient peoples who have been stewards for countless generations, and for all kinds of later comers who have played their part. For the beauty of our seas and rivers, our hills and plains, for all creatures who crawl, or walk, or run, or swim, or fly. For the achievements of our ancestors and our children's dreams.
For Australia, we give thanks and praise today. Many faiths, one people.
For freedom to meet and be together. For peace and harmony in our midst. For all who preserve the life and virtues of our community. For all artists and entrepreneurs who nurture them afresh. For the wisdom of the ages and the inquirers of today. For the gifts of many voices, visions and vocations. For the splendid tapestry of our many cultures and the joys of every heart. For Australia, we celebrate our nation today. Many faiths, one people.
For healing and reconciliation. For kindness and generosity. For open hearts to share our wealth. And for a warm welcome to migrants and refugees. For justice and an end to poverty for all, for a valuing of the diversity of beliefs, for growth in mutuality, and smiles on every face.
For Australia, we ask for grace and strength today. Many faiths, one people.
In times of joy and in times of struggle, in stable weather and in fire, storm and flood, in the peace we enjoy and in conflict here and elsewhere, in confidence and in uncertainty, in hope and in despair. May we face the future with love and be a blessing to all we know and meet. For Australia, in which we share our lives together, many faiths, one people.
We remain standing to sing our second song, Make Me a Channel of Your Peace. So I invite Bishop Robert to come forward and share some words with us. Please be seated.
St. Paul in his letter to the Romans in chapter 12 verse 12 says, "Rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer." And I think we're striving to do all those things today as we come together. The events of the past week certainly do try our patience and cause us to ask why. But we are patient today as we join together, many faiths, one people, together in this place. Yesterday in Rome, Pope Francis was presented with a Christmas tree and a crib and terracotta images to go in there. And he said, "The Nativity and the Christmas tree are evocative, festive symbols, very clear and very dear to our Christian families. They recall the mystery of the Incarnation, the only begotten Son of God, made flesh in order to save us, and the light that Jesus has brought into the world through his birth. Indeed, the tree touches the hearts of all of us as they speak of events which are relevant to us: fraternity, fellowship, intimacy, friendship, calling people of our time to rediscover the beauty of simplicity, of sharing, and of solidarity. And certainly I think they're things that we strive to do here in Toowoomba, to share and to stand together with one another in solidarity. We are invited to unity, to harmony and peace. An invitation to make room in our lives, our own personal life and social life, for God, who does not come with arrogance, imposing power, but instead offers all-powerful love through the fragile figure of a child. The crib and the tree, therefore, bring a message of light, of hope, and of love to all of us. As we gather here in Toowoomba at St. Luke's this morning, may we indeed be united in condemning violence whenever it does appear, and may together we move from darkness into light, and may each of us, as a part to play in this, to be instruments of hope, of light, and of peace. At Christmas, then, we celebrate a child born for us, calling us to remain in his love and to show that love in our world where each of us are today. May we never walk in darkness, but may we walk in the light of life. Following that light, may we not lose our way, and in turn, may we indeed reflect light and warmth to those who go through tragedy and difficulties. And as we gather today, may we continually be united in prayer. May we be joy-filled people and hope-filled people together, sharing God's love in our midst in this community. St. Paul, the next verse that I quoted at the beginning, if you are in need, if they are in need, you must share with them and make hospitality your special care. And may we strive to do that today and in this wonderful season. And may God bless all of you. Wish you a very happy Christmas.
Those of us who were at the mosque yesterday, as I said, enjoyed some wonderful hospitality, and I'd like to thank the Imam, Abdul Qadir, who's with us today, for that. We'd like to share as a sign of hospitality, not just for the Muslim community, but as an expression of hospitality and exchange of generosity, a gift which comes from Agnes, who will come forward now with Sister Deirdre, and they will explain a little bit about this. It's a beautiful gift, and we hope that the Imam Abdul Qadir might come forward and receive it on behalf of the Muslim community.
On Tuesday morning at the Social Justice Commission office, I received a phone call from Agnes. You need to be seen. And she said, I just want to do something as a result of what's happened in Sydney. And she went on to explain that her son, who at one stage was second in command of NATO forces in Kandahar in Afghanistan, had brought her a wonderful gift, a gift of a prayer mat from Afghanistan in Agnes's favourite colour of green. And she said, I just think I need to make a gift of this prayer mat to the Muslim community as a reaching out to them as a result of what happened in Sydney this morning. And just after Agnes had rang me, I got the message from Jonathan, did I want to come to the Goodwill meeting to see what we could do about doing an interfaith response on behalf of the Toowoomba community to our Muslim brothers and sisters and those of other faiths. And so I was able to tell Agnes, we've got an opportunity to make a presentation of this prayer mat to the Muslim community today at St Luke's, and so Agnes has come along with the prayer mat to make the presentation. Invite the Imam to come and receive it.
On behalf of Islamic Society of Toowoomba, I would like to appreciate and thank and appreciate this gift, and we are really grateful, and we express our gratitude to you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And so to lead us into our prayers, let's invite the Baha'i community to come forward to say a word and to share a song.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Noura Behjar, and I am from the Baha'i community of Toowoomba. I would like to extend the deepest sympathy of the Baha'i community of Australia and indeed the world for the recent events, not only in our beautiful Sydney, but also in Pakistan, before that, in a number of parts of the world. So, for that reason, on behalf of the Baha'i community of Toowoomba, we are presenting a song to you for peace. But before that, I would like to share a small segment of the holy words of Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith, with you. O ye children of men, the fundamental purpose animating the faith of God and His religion is to safeguard the interests and promote the unity of human race, and to foster the spirit of love and fellowship amongst men. Suffer it not to become a source of dissension and discord, of hate and enmity. This is the straight path, the fixed and immovable foundation. Whatsoever is raised on this foundation, the changes and chances of the world can never impair its strength, nor will the revolution of countless centuries undermine its structure. Here is a song.
Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Once a year we say it again. They mouth the words to boost the sales. We follow blind like beaching whales. And if we ever start the men, think can this peace, goodwill to men be more than a hollow dream? Man's too selfish, it would seem. Just look around and you'll agree. Just watch the news on your TV. There's war and killing everywhere. Injustice, poverty, despair. And when we think, why is it thus? It's always them and never us. see. If they are wrong, then so are we. It'll take a change of heart, a change of will, a change of emphasis until a change will come to attitude and change those words from platitude.
But then the cynics smile and smirk. It's too naive, it'll never work. It's a big bad world, I've seen it all. You've got to lie, scratch and crawl.
And we have seen the other side, across the world from far and wide. People change without enmity. If they can change, then so can we. Take a change of heart, a change of will, a change of emphasis until a change will come to attitude and change those words from platitude to where we can believe that there peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on
So to lead our prayers of petition, I invite members of the faith communities to come forward from our Muslim, Hindu, Christian, spiritualist, Unitarian, Baha'i, Quaker and Buddhist communities.
Light of true compassion, shine upon our nation as we remember the events in Sydney this week. We remember especially those who died in the cafe siege and all those who were injured or traumatised in other ways. We give thanks for the wave of support and solidarity which has flowed through Martin Place and across Australia. May that compassion continue to flow in the days ahead.
Light of true wisdom, shine upon our political and security leaders in the aftermath of this week's events. We remember especially our police and intelligence personnel in their work and all who strive for understanding across faith and cultural differences. We give thanks for the positive response of people across the political and religious spectrum. May that wisdom continue to inform our shared public life.
The light of true understanding, shine upon struggles faith communities. We remember especially our Islamic community as they face the threat of misunderstanding and prejudice in the wake of recent events. We give thanks for every effort towards tolerance in education and especially for the I Will Ride With You initiative. May that understanding deepen and mature.
Light of true peace, shine upon our world as we remember the pain of so many peoples. We remember especially those who died in the massacre of school children in Pakistan, and all those who continue to suffer from war, poverty, and persecution. We give thanks for all who seek to be peacemakers, not least Australians away from home in places of great conflict. May the peace continue to bring healing in our world.
The light of true healing. Shine upon those within our community who have been involved in violence. We remember especially those who live each day in the shadows of domestic violence and abuse, or are caught in the various cycles of poverty, addiction, and despair. We give thanks for the work of our local police, social workers, and medical personnel, and all who work to bring healing to our local community. May that healing work transform our city and region.
The light of true solidarity shine upon our community as a whole. We remember especially those who have come recently to our region from places far away in distant conflicts. We give thanks for the work of the Goodwill Committee, our local government, religious and social agencies that seek to bring integration, cohesion and solidarity to us all. May that solidarity continue to grow and develop among us.
Light of true hope, shine upon our troubled planet. We remember especially those places where people are hungry for clean water, good food, and safe housing, and especially those communities whose livelihood is at risk because of changing in our climate. We think of all who face drought, flood, fire, and rising sea levels. We give thanks for all attempts at local and global level to address the disparity between rich and poor, and to bring about wise and hope, field stewardship of our resources. May that hope fill our hearts and lead us forward.
Light of true joy, shine upon each and every one of us. We remember our loved ones and all who are dear to us, especially any who are sick, grieving, or in any kind of trouble. We hold them all in the light. We give thanks for the smiles of strangers, the kindness of new friends, and the joyous laughter of children. May the joy be with us at all this time and always.
Thank you very much. If you remain in that place for a moment, we're going to stand and sing in a moment the song When I Needed a Neighbour, And I'm going to invite our Mayor, Councillor Paul Antonio, and our MP, Mr Ian McFarlane, to come forward and be the first people to light some candles here. And we invite everyone to come and place a candle during the singing of the song. As you light your candle, it's good if you put the candle right in the middle, because then the people, or as far in as you can, because then the people who come after you don't have to reach over as they burn their hands. So let us stand and sing our song, When I Needed a Neighbour. So I invite Bishop Cameron to come forward and give us a final blessing and invite us in the sharing of peace. After that, you're most welcome to share some hospitality at the back of the church, and of course, if you can, to come this evening at 5 o'clock to your land college.
I'm a little bit baffled why the place is not packed, why every seat in this building is not full, and even the seats behind are full, because I think in our community there is a deep longing for peace. Where it is packed at the moment on the Saturday before Christmas is the shopping centres, where people somehow, who believe that they're powerless to bring about peace, seek escape in material things. And I would not want to underestimate the power of this gathering and the important role we each have to share hope. So the words on the sheet I invite you to put on the fridge. I invite you to offer that affirmation for peace each night as we prepare for the gift of the coming year, 2015. And in your gatherings with family and friends, when people talk about hopelessness and what can we do, share about this. And share about the hope that each of the faiths have. And that what, if you like, has been happening in this city over years, building relationships of trust. There is hope that somehow hatred can be transformed by love and compassion. and forgiveness. Now, I do believe I've been given a short straw. It's always a high-risk activity to offer a blessing at a multi-faith gathering. 21 years ago, when I was studying Hebrew with Rabbi Abraham Jacobi in Brisbane, he said that the English word peace is very inadequate for the word shalom. Why is that? I said naively. Because it's in 3 different tenses, he said. Past, present and future. I think I audibly gulped. It means somehow that there is a blessing of wholeness for those who have gone before, and those who are here now, and those who will come after. I think the same problem exists in Arabic for salam.
Yes, sir.
So shalom aleichem, salam alaikum. It's very problematic to simply translate that as peace. But that's all I can do. For English is my first language. But it's worth acknowledging that we speak different languages. And sometimes things get lost in translation. But we do the best we can with what we have, with the languages that we have, and with the experience and relationships that we have. So I will ask a blessing in my first language and grounded in my faith. But as we do that, can I invite you please to hold hands with the people around you, so that somehow nobody is left standing by themselves. We hold hands together, recognizing that we are different. We are young and old together. There are tall and not so tall. There are smooth hands and hairy hands, men and women, but with a common desire to see peace and harmony and justice in this community and in the world. Let's pray. God of hope and light and love, we give thanks that we can hold hands together as friends of a renewed commitment to peace. We offer our lives to you as we look forward to the celebration of one who is sometimes called the Prince of Peace. We offer our hands and our minds, the resources that you have blessed us with. As we look forward to the coming year, we ask for the courage to speak out when there is prejudice and when there is ignorance, to bring about reconciliation and knowledge. We ask for wisdom in where we need to give priority, that the little we have be used to transform and bring new light and new hope. We ask for blessing on every man, woman and child in this city, in this country and in the world. And we ask for wholeness in relationships with ourselves, with each other, and with the natural world. Amen. So we're going to use the word peace, but if salam or other words are right, great to turn to one another and say peace, or shalom, or salam, or whatever it is that is right for you. And that's how we'll close our gathering today. Peace be with you. Salam alaikum.